All right, as you can see, Mother Nature has decided, or actually I should say winter has decided to show up and grace us with her presence. Yesterday, I should have chopped stalks yesterday is what I should have done, but I didn't want to bug everybody on a Sunday, so yesterday I went around and got some rent paid. I'm probably about half done, so not too bad for one day of work. And it's Sunday, so I'm not gonna bother everybody on a Sunday. Although I'm sure most people wouldn't mind getting money on a Sunday. But anyhow, can't really do much of anything today, so I'm going to get this whole girl cleaned off and warmed up, and we're gonna hook onto the stalk chopper and go chop some stalks, because you can do that in the snow. She's not gonna be happy. I'm gonna slip off of that step. She's not going to be happy at all. Get some snow cleaned off. Well, we got a slight hiccup. I came down here to grease it and check it and everything, and putting air in the tires, and this one's got a bead leak right here at that little right there. This one's the one that always goes flat. I keep hoping that one day one of these junk things will just completely blow, which this will be the one to do it. So I can just replace all four again, because these things are junk. Like they won't hold air. They're junk. I should have never. When I bought it, these are probably 5 years old maybe. When I bought them, I wanted a cheap set of tires, because I knew this thing only got used once a year, and that's where I screwed up. That's where I screwed up. Should have just bought Carlisle's. But yeah, they're weather checked like crazy. They've never held air. They're junk. K9s, that's what they are. K9 Farm. I don't even know if they're a thing anymore, but if you ever buy a set, if you ever have a tire dealer offer you a set of these, turn them down. They ain't worth the rubber they're made out of. So, a victim of, being a cheap ass tire. Pretty sure this was the problem. This is a little hunk of rubber. There's a mold seam right here in line with that little injection tip, and that was hung up in the bead. I guarantee you that was my problem. It was hanging loose. Junk. I've never been a fan of used tires, and these were the ones that made me finally decide that even cheap new tires are just spend the money, buy good tires, because they will just nothing worse than always having to fix a flat like this. But that should have been the problem. I'll dab some bead sealer on it right there, and I think we'll be good. Okay, like an hour later, we're finally ready to go. Got that off, thought I had it fixed, started airing it back up, fixed the bead leak in the one spot, and 3 more popped up, and I tried, could not get them to seal up. And then I looked, and there was right here in this little crack right here in the stamp for the tire rating, there was air coming out of that crack. So it's like, screw it. I luckily had a tube sitting down on the shelf that was the right size to work for it. It was used, but it worked. Why I had that down there, I don't know, but I'll take it. So, needless to say, this thing's probably just gonna get 4 new tires put on it for next year. and be done with this crap. And that dark spot right there is supposedly a snowstorm, so we'll see how much we can actually get done. field's chopped. Our big old snowstorm has arrived. And I'm not so hard up for entertainment that I'm gonna go chop stalks in the snow, especially since there's supposed to be sleet and rain mixed with it. So, but we're choppers all ready to go. We've started this process, so next time all I gotta do is hook onto it and go. So I'm gonna go, before I go and hook, I'm gonna go see if there's enough room that I can stuff the 19 down in the barn. At least get it out of the snow. I think there's enough room, but we'll see. So anyhow, it's a short one, but that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.